How you doing? Here you go. Got it.
Great.
Thank you.
How's it going, John Carucci?
Michael Engel.
Yep, Michael.
Okay.
Are we good like this?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Is that good?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, so here we are. Having a little experience with the show, with the series, what was the biggest challenge of turning it into a feature film?
The biggest challenge was having it feel like the same thing, having people feel like they were coming back and going to get the same experience that they were missing of all of those wonderful characters and locations, but to have it be something special and like an event that was worth going to the theater for, and it felt like it was worthy of cinema. That it wasn't, that it had something extra that you couldn't get at home.
How, when you direct a film like this, etiquette is such an important aspect, and it adds more on your plate because you have to make sure that it looks right and that the actions are correct. How much of a challenge was that?
Well, it's like so many things. It's like a language that you learn on working on this show. And Alistair Bruce, who is the historical consultant and all things etiquette and everything protocol around that. And you sort of piece by piece, scene by scene, learn, or else types of scenes. You start to learn how people are seated at a table and all that. And it becomes really important because it really sort of sets the boundaries that make something feel accurate and real.
Do you find yourself setting out far more knives and forks and spoons than normal?
Less probably, because I understand now what it takes to do all that right and the work it takes and
American audiences embracing this show. Why is it that we embrace a show that takes place in another country 100 years ago and have become fanatical about it?
I think it's a good question. Well, one is I think there's a sense of, in this very rigid kind of hierarchy, structure in this family, in this house, there's a real sense that everybody has a place and everybody belongs and contributes something uniquely and that they're all invested in each other. And there's a sense of community about it. The family feel in some ways like they are servants to the house as much as the servants do, and the servants feel like family to us when we get there. So I think part of it is that realization that, we think of it as being some kind of very foreign thing, but it's really very much like the workplace dramas we know downstairs and the family dramas we know upstairs.
And the last question, have you developed a fondness for a character since you've been working on the show and then the movie?
Well, it's a little like asking what your favorite children are, but
I have a favorite.
I do love Mosley. I love Mosley because I feel like he's sort of he's geeky, he's sophisticated, he's curious, he's loyal, he's a total sweetheart. So maybe I would say right now it's his.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Excited to see us, and we were excited to see
And with what's her name?
He also directed
I remember that. I set it up for you.
I'm impressed by their work ethic.
Now, did you guys know that she was going to show up on set, or was it?
Oh no. Oh god, no. It was like a military operation. Yeah.
Did you train for that? Like, do you train? You find out? How do you
And then burn the sheets. Oh, this is just to shake hands. And I go to a fake and show curtsy. I wasn't one of those, but I shook hands. And yeah, no, good job.
So my big question.
There's a lot of devoted fans out there. What's the craziest thing that a fan has done?
Because at the end they come up and tell you how much they love it. There's so much pride.
Well, it can be quite rude,
British audiences are quiet.
strange male.
As you know,
I think, random, like, people running up to me, so gives me a hug. I would have too much, it's really cool. That's the feeling when you walk out. No, I think the thing is the crazier the justice, the less like it's really lovely. You get people who decide for one thing and then fight for that. I've just sort of got this one image of my head that I can't get past. Yes, it's very nice.
very quickly. I was like, oh yeah. And then it just started being relaxed.
That's amazing. So, Downton Abbey helped really put down after you. That's awesome. I'm really glad. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. Yeah, pleasure meeting you.
We talked.
We did. I'm sorry. From the series, The King and Queen are coming. How excited is everyone?
I came in as part of the King's staff, so I didn't get the exciting reception the King and Queen did, but I got invited into the Downton Abbey, and it was an amazing thing to be a part of.
Apparently, you have a pivotal role. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, I come in part of the King's staff, and I may cause a little bit of mystery.
What was that like going through this legacy?
It's always that kind of first day at school feeling, when you turn up on a set, especially one as big as Downton Abbey. I play a castle, I think my first scene was kind of intimidating. But honestly, they couldn't have been nicer. And I'm not just saying that because I'm going to bump into it too.
Who's the first one that showed you the ropes on that?
So many of them. Probably Phyllis, actually. Phyllis is amazing. We shared a car a couple of times to set long chats, and she made me feel very easy.
November to May, and here May to November.
It's a similar thing. It's putting a lot of pieces together.
But she has a bad hip right now, and she has to have surgery. So
Bad
she's
what?
hip. Just a hip replacement. So she's going to.
Not tonight.
Okay, so this is quite big. I know the show is beloved, but here we are, a big premiere in New York after a big premiere in London. How does this feel?
This particular experience, it's on another level, really. I mean, it was nice in London, but there's a sort of a rabid fan base here, which every time we come back, takes me by surprise. You get you see photographs of people turning up to the show in fancy dress and all of that. So it's remarkable. You don't get that at home. So it's a whole other level.
It's surprising how the show has been embraced here. How much did it surprise you?
It surprised all of us. I don't think anybody expected. I think we all knew when we were doing it that it would be successful at home because there's a particular fascination with that period and those kind of people, that sort of the aristocracy, and also the cast. I mean, the cast were very impressive. So I knew that it was going to be successful, but nobody knew that it was going to be the phenomenon.
Doing a film with the director who has you have a little familiarity.
Yeah.
How much did that make the process go smoothly?
Oh, yeah. It was kind of. We couldn't have done it with somebody who was coming in for the first time. You had to know somebody who knew the locations and knew the characters. There isn't time, it seems, to sort of for a director to get to know so many characters. I mean, there were 22, 23 main characters, so plus guests. So it's it would have been too much of a tough ask.
I asked him which character he resonated with the most, and he said Mr. Mosley.
Oh, did he really?
He did.
Oh, that's a surprise. I wonder why. I'll have to ask him that. Yeah, he certainly. They certainly gave me a great part. I mean, it's been the. I don't think it's an overstatement to say that it's been the gift of a lifetime. This role. Just because I've been able to experience it for 6 years, well, for 10 years altogether, since we started. And it's very unusual in Britain to stay with a character for so long. Not like here where, shows run and run and run. Normally they run for like 3 or 4 years. So, and, together with the success that the show had, it meant that it created a very special bond between all of us. So, and getting back together was so easy.
Do you have a fondness for a particular character in the show?
Do I have
a fondness for a particular character from the show?
Yeah, Lady Edith, I think. Yeah, because in a similar way to Mr. Molesley, actually, she's sort of been battered down a few times, and she's had not very much fortune in love, and overlooked really, but through her tenacity, she wins through. You know, she starts to take a job as in a magazine, and then she very happily married to, she becomes a marchioness or something. So she has a happy ending, as does Molesley.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. You're welcome.
You're welcome. I can hear Mr. Carter in the background.
I'm just going to, so do you.
Bless you. Thank you very much. Well, we're not really separated. I mean, although there's a 3-year gap between the end of the show and the filming of this, we're all staying in touch. Because of the success of the show, it kind of created a really very unusual.
What's the proper way to
Also, there'll be some the whole bunch of
Okay. That sounds good. Oh, hey. Hello. How are you?
Gotta get in focus, right?
Yeah. That's important. It's a prerequisite. Anyway, here we are, London now, New York. We love for this film across the pond, this story across the pond. How does it feel to join this incredible cast?
What a privilege, you know, because already established fan base is such a great kind of thing to come in, and you just hope that the fans come away from the movie and fall in love with it all over again. So I think lots of new people are being introduced to the movie as well that didn't watch the show, and they're coming back and loving it in England. So I'm hoping it'll be the same experience in America.
What can you tell me about your character?
So I play the King's Valet, and when I come into the house, I may be a little bit mischievous. So yeah, there's a little bit of fun with my character, and he touches some hearts.
So mischievous in that way.
Yeah.
In that way.
Yeah.
Okay, not the pranking way.
Well, maybe that as well. Yeah,
Maybe
you'll have
that's
to wait and see.
Character that you developed the biggest fondness for being part of this ensemble?
Well, apart from Alan Leach, who I just love in general, I don't know, it's hard to say. I was downstairs, so I got to work with all of those guys. Yeah. Probably Jo Frogger's character. She's lovely.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Definitely not a butler suit.
Okay.
How incredible is it for you reuniting with your past?
It's wonderful. The chance would have reunited with my wife.
Yes.
Just a family affair. And so I'm going back to a really good party. Have a great party. You can never replicate that. And thank you for America for all your shows for our program. No, we really appreciate it. It's great.
It is very exciting. This one scene, and we've been having a discussion. This triumphant return. What is that feeling like actually?
Well, I asked her. When people want to
The actual royal, the actual favorite.
So that was brilliant. Both was to say that the Queen's 90th birthday party, that was sang the military band that I had in this
Does it ever get nerve-wracking or this nerve nerves kind of flow.
If it doesn't, I don't. Oh, you mean do we get nervous? Sorry, I hesitated. But it made you laugh.
And together right here.
Mr. Barrow goes on
the right,
has his own adventures.
Eyes right here, if you don't mind.
Ah, the cheeky monkey. I see the way you did that. Ah, you just slipped that in there. See, you heard it here first. It was a surprise to me. I was sitting at home and then she came into the kitchen and said, I've been offered a part in a film. And what is it? She said, Downton Abbey. What? But then we didn't get to work together. We went in for 3 days just to save on transport costs, I think. And we never did anything together.
Could you move a little by side?
It's very exciting because, the King and Queen are the biggest celebrities in the world. If we go back to days before celebrities, so I remember as a child in the 50s, when the Queen came to my hometown, the schools emptied out.
It seems to have struck a chord around the world over the last, nearly 10 years now since we started work on it, and it's just so gratifying. And I think the movie has come about partly because of the fans' impetus that all the way through the latter stages of filming the series, people were saying, is there going to be a movie? Is there going to be a movie? And so finally it had to happen, and I'm just thrilled. So far, people have said, thank you.
After seeing this one, I think the new question is there a sequel? Is there a sequel?
Is this a franchise? I don't know. It would be lovely to. It's complicated because there are so many of us, and I think the fans have adored the structure of the whole family, be that the Crawley family or the household, and so trying to keep us all together is the main challenge. But we've also enjoyed getting the band back together, so never say never.
So the etiquette, there's so much etiquette.
They're very good at doing that.
What did you learn, and how did it carry on to your regular?
We have a line in the film.
Well, do you know what? I think I've noticed I'm not putting my hands in my pockets. That was a key thing. That there was a sort of house style that we adopted, that the guys never put their hands in their pockets. And in fact, we had to reshoot some stuff because I did. But I think that's one thing. It was just a thing, and so the girls didn't cross their legs, for instance. I'm sure in real life they actually did, but it was just a decision that it was a stylistic thing that we didn't. That's something I learned. And I also learned about this thing called turning at dinner, where you, in order to keep the whole table, if you're having a big dinner party and conversation, the hostess decides which way to hold the conversation. First that way, and then at a given moment, she'll turn that way. And everybody, even if they're in the middle of a joke, has to turn at the same time. That can be embarrassing. I tried at home with my wife, just the two of us turning.
That's the excitement in the air. So thank you
so much.
Thank you very much.
Green. Have you just seen
Move to the left a little bit, sir, so we get that. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so the purloiner phrase from another movie, just when you thought you were out, they pull you back in.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that.
Well, you couldn't really have Downton Abbey without Mr. Carson the butler, could you? No. Are you talking about my character in the film? Yeah. Well, at the end of the TV series, I'd retired. I wasn't very healthy. But then when the King and Queen come to visit, Mr. Carson's got to be there to make things go smoothly, hasn't he? I was thrilled to be asked back. I'd have been devastated if they'd done the film without me.
A little addition to the cast, a little family member. Tell me a little bit about that.
A little family member, yes. I was sitting at home in the kitchen and my wife came in, Imelda came in, said, I've been offered a part in a film. Oh, what's that? Downton Abbey. What? But we never worked together on it. We never did scenes together. She sat on the far side of a table, but I refused to serve her wine. I'm very good at serving the wine at home, but never got to do it in this film.
So it's kind of an upstairs, downstairs kind of controversy going on?
Yeah, well, in our relationship, we're both in between floors.
The love that this show has garnered in America, did it ever surprise you?
Completely surprised us. We had no idea. You know, you start every job hoping it would be great, hoping it would be popular, and it was only really when we came here to New York in 2012, I think it was, to advertise the second series. I was getting recognised every 100 feet in Manhattan, and I thought, this is strange. And we went to a reception at the British ambassador's residence in Washington, and the great and the good of Washington behaved as if we were the Beatles. So we thought, this is stranger. And then we were taken for a private tour of the White House, because it was Michelle Obama's favourite programme, at 10 o'clock at night, and we thought, this is very weird now. So we knew that we were onto something a little bit different. It was very exciting.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Hello. How are you?
Recording.
Okay, so here we are in New York for the premiere of this film. How does this feel to get this love after the series has ended, to come here across the pond and see how much people really still love this story?
It feels wonderful. I mean, what's not to like? You're in a show that's very successful and people love it. What is here? So 160. What's interesting is when you see yourself, when you go to France and places, or Spain on holiday, and you turn on the television, there I am speaking perfect French, perfect Spanish, perfect German.
That's great. What is it like to see yourself on television? It's so proper. Like, was it hard to get to that point? Like your character, in other words, in the etiquette and the things that we don't always exercise in everyday life.
No, well, I mean, that's down to the script, and it's been great. I mean, that's what I think is part of its success, because Julian has written absolutely the manners of the time, and the difference between how they change and they become more liberal as they get on from 1912 to 1927. So that was a very interesting thing. So we read up about that.
How much has that influenced your life? Have you become more? Has more etiquette come into your daily life?
No, I need to know when I go home. I'm sort of slob at home.
The Dowager had food, she's exercising. How much do you
Stop the rabble. Never funny after the first time, which is a good thing. If we found it funny, they
not just in the costume department, but in
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Pleasure.
design, attention to details.
Get about 20 seconds.
Do you take her out with me sometime? It's obviously Downton Abbey is very popular. The Americans are very popular.
Interview, just be an interview. Okay, so here we are in New York after a huge premiere in London. Love all around the world for this show. How is it feeling getting the film out after such people have waited?
It's a bit surreal, to be honest. It feels as though it's not really happening because it was comparatively a while in the mix. You know, we finished this 4 years ago, this whole series, the Downton Abbey circus, came to a halt in 2015, October, whenever it was, and there was a move afoot that perhaps a movie would be done, but then as the next year rolled by and there was nothing set in stone, and the next year and the next year, I thought, is this ever going to happen? There was a definite will for it to happen from the producers, from Julian Fellows, the writer, and the actors. We were all completely up for it. But it was just making it work, and it was just so exciting when we did manage to make it all come together.
And over time, over the course of this series, there's a slow boiling romance happening with yourself. Tell me a little bit about how that comes into the film right now.
Slow boiling is the understatement of the year. Yes, it took about 4 seasons, I think, for it, and that spanned years. But yes, he was a bit slow on the uptake, Mr. Carson, but we got there eventually. And I got the ring on my finger. If you like it, then you better put a ring on it. I got one.
And then last question, has it been a character that when you're part of this ensemble that you've had a fondness for, or that you get a kick out of watching?
Everybody, you know, to a certain extent.
Beloved characters now filming all over the world.
And Daisy, because we work a lot together downstairs.
It's a great testimony
and so it's lovely to see their characters having lovely storylines and developing. You know, evolving. And Julie's very good at writing things like that, not just having everybody stay stuck in one group. We all got a chance to show ourselves to best advantage.
When Brendan Coyle was
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Real pleasure.
LA. This is right back in season 2.
Hello, Michelle, how are you?
Hi, good.
Pleasure,
How are you?
pleasure. Is she good or?
Yes, good. Recording.
Okay, so here we are, the film version of this. Finally, you continue to have some of the best lines written, the most wittiest. You ever wish Julian wrote your lines in real life?
Yes. Yes, I think I do have some great lines, but I think the master of all is Maggie, of course. I mean, I think Julian
really writes the best lines for Violet, and she says them with such, panache and better than anyone could ever even imagine. But I think Mary comes, she really has she's her